Hello, my name is Lyzabet Campbella and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. What was that? I don't like that video. Hello, my name is Lyzabet Campbella. I am going to be answering questions. I don't like this video. Hold on. Hello, I suck at intros. I'm going to be answering questions about my Authortube channel because I am a Authortube newbie. So I've officially done it. I've hit record. You can see my face. You can hear my voice. And I'm calling myself a writer on the internet officially. So this is scary, and this isn't my first ever YouTube video, but it's kind of my first Authortube video because I'm very, very new to this. But I want to talk about stories and creativity and chaos and writing and all this life stuff that I am just putting out there, basically. I hope that you will join me for the ride. I also have this. Let's get started. That awkward silence that you do when you don't know what to say next. Okay, since I am new to Authortube and WriterTube and BookTube and YouTube in general, I thought that it would be a good idea if I kind of answered some questions about myself so that you guys could get to know me and you guys can comment down below some things about you so I get to know you. I have my handy dandy question cocktail right here. That's what I've been calling it. It's way too early in the morning for this, I swear. It is 7:30. So, let's get a good question going. Let's get a good question. It says, what is your biggest writing quirk? Talking to characters, writing out of order, color-coded spreadsheets. Let's see, what is my biggest writing quirk? I listen to actual music when I write. I know a lot of people that don't do that, but it helps me actually feel emotions because I don't do that properly, I feel like. Another one is I actually have to become my character, so I become very the schizophrenia sets in, I become my character, I think, I feel, and it takes me a while to get out of that headspace, that mindset. So right now I'm writing a pirate Little Mermaid retelling, and one of the characters' name is Esper. And when I'm Esper, oh my God, it takes me a while to not be Esper, you know? Because she's so unique, I think. And I think everybody will say that about their characters, is that they're unique and stuff, but she's just very hot and cold, you know? And so sometimes it's very difficult for me to stop pretending to be her when I'm done writing. So yeah, along with color-coded spreadsheets or whatever, I don't actually do that, but I do have color-coded sticky notes, and I'm gonna be creating a outline board, so stay tuned if you're into that sort of thing. But it's going to be huge, and it's going to be it's going to take up most of my time and my personality and my life. So yeah, that's what I have dogs. I have a ton of dogs. That's another thing you should know about me, is I have a ton of dogs. I have many, many loud puppies and dogs and lizards and deer, loud house. Anyway, let's pick this one since it's right on the top. It says, do you believe in writer's block? Why or why not? Yes. Yes, I do. I believe that it's a thing to be creatively blocked in any aspect that you work in any medium. But yeah, I frequently have writer's block where I'm just like, what will happen next? And I think that an outline will help with that. But at the same time, an outline is like, it's not a story. So as much as you can write an outline, it's like, oh, I have the outline for it, but now I need the actual words. And I think that's where the writer's block comes in. It's like the actual, obviously the actual words is what you have writer's block for, but like the creativeness of it all. I think that you can very much be creatively blocked. And I don't really have any tips or any, I don't really have any like tips or like things that can help with that so far. I just kind of like wait it out or push through it or listen to a different playlist or watch a movie or do something else creative but not writing. I think that I've watched a lot of like book author tubers that do that will knit or bake or color or paint. I didn't mean to rhyme. But yeah, they'll do that, and I do believe that a lot of people get writer's block, and that is an actual thing. I got like art block all the time when I was an artist for cinematography, for drawing, for what else did I do? For dance, for yeah. So I think that it is a real thing, you know. Yeah. Let's get another one going. Yeah. What emotions or themes do you hope readers feel when they read your stories? Ooh, as far as emotions, I'm not good with themes. I'm really not. I hope that like people feel connected, and I hope that people feel all the emotions that my character go. And I hope that people feel all the emotions that my characters go through. As far as emotions go, I hope that they feel clarity, inspired, not depressed. I wouldn't say depressed. Can you guys be quiet? I am never gonna get through this question. I hope that they feel deep emotion, whether it's sadness or joy or anger, or I just hope that they relate, basically, that's all. I hope that they relate to what my characters feel personally. Because what my characters feel has obviously been something that I felt in the past or currently am feeling or have dealt with. And so I just want people to know that they're not alone in what they feel or have felt. And so, yeah, that's, as far as themes go, I don't really have any like deep, meaningful themes that I go for, like love, war, revenge. Cool. Okay, let's grab this one. What do you write? I write fiction. I write mainly fantasy, mainly epic fantasy to be exact. I wouldn't call it like intense fantasy, but epic fantasy is a good word for it. I used to write urban fantasy, but I don't really do that anymore. I mean, I could if I had an idea about it, but I just usually don't. Let's do 2, I guess. It says, what are your top 3 writing must-haves? Playlist, quiet time, chaos, Chaos cat or tea? Tea, obviously, I have tea right here. Playlist is a must, and I would say a specific spot that I write. Like I don't have a desk. I usually write at my table right here, or I write right here. And I also need my notebooks. Like obviously I plan a lot and I have like ideas sparked to me for upcoming scenes, so I need something to write it down in. So I always have a notebook by me, always. A notebook and pen, always. And a quick pitch or vibe for your current work in progress. Ooh, I don't have a pitch yet. Actually, I just wrote a synopsis pitch for a project that I'm working on. It's not the main project that I'm working on, but it is a project that came to mind and I just kind of wrote a little something for it. It's not my current work in progress, but it is a work in progress. It's I have chosen the loudest moment in history to record a video, I swear. It's not my current work in progress, but it is a work in progress. It is something that I have playing in the background of my head. What? Did that make sense? Nah, let's pretend it did. It says, rage, tame the angry. I already messed up. It says, rage, tame the anger of the beasts that go hunting. Jealousy, reason with the power of the beast that is better than the rest. Gluttony, feed the appetite of the beasts, or become one with them. Did I say beasts? I meant queens. Welcome all to the 13th, the day that the moon shines the brightest and glows red. If you are between the ages of 12 and 15, please dress up and step forward. Do your veins glow orange under the blood moon? To the hyenas with you. Or do your veins glow purple? Hurry up and go to the bears. Survive the redwoods or the rangelands before morning, and you will live like royalty in the inner city. But if you don't survive, your blood will feed the power of the monster that claims your life, making them stronger, faster, smarter for their true bond. Two sisters are unfortunately separated on the 13th. That day, a bear soldier was born, and a hyena had a feast. After the death of Akantha, Reveri lives her life in the inner city as the new queen's favorite secret weapon. Losing her older sister the day of the 13th had left her cold and unjust. She was only a child, but now she's grown into a gorgeous young clan member. And though the hyenas and bears live in harmony in the inner city, protecting those of the outer city from the unknown lands that surround them, secrets are revealed when a stranger shows their face, their blade, and their dragon. Who is the threat? Who can be trusted? Who's keeping secrets? And who will die? The end. That's about it. That's all. That's not all that I have. Obviously, I have like 3 chapters, a little 11 pages or so. But yeah, that's my work in progress as far as pitches go, synopsis go. Synopsi? Where are you from, roughly? I'm a writer based in what region? I was actually born in Sacramento. I'm a writer based in California. So, I was born in Sacramento, but I don't live there anymore. If I told you where I live, you'll easily be able to find me because it is such a small town. Moving on. It's a secret. You can't know where I live. Don't look at my mail. Please don't look at my mail. Book recommendations or writing tools you love. Writing tools I love, I use Google Docs and Scrivener. I just got Scrivener like a few months ago. And Notion. Oh my god, I love Notion. I use writing templates that I bought. And as far as books, the book that got me into reading like mainly 2 years ago was the Poppy War. And now I have a whole bunch of books. Like, I have a ton of books. So, yeah, I read the Poppy War. I've read the Prison Healer series. I didn't really like it that much. What else have I read? Oh my God, you have to read. It's called The Song of the Marked. That series. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing. I love it. Anyway, those are just a few books off the top of my head. But how do you balance writing with life, work, or school? And school? I don't. I don't. I have actually a really strict writing schedule where I wake up every morning because of, well, obviously I wake up every morning, but I wake up early every morning and I just kind of sit down and do everything that I need to do, whether it's writing, whether it's languages, whether it's studying, and I try to get that all done before like late noon because medication, because I do wake up early, I get really tired really early as well, and so I try to, combat it and make sure that I get everything done before I get tired. Time management? I'm not good at time management. No, I'm not good at time management. Are you kidding me? I'm not good at time management. I will spend like a long time writing or like literally 5 minutes. Like, it can vary depending on the day. So, and then like as far as school and work and stuff, I just try to get them all done as soon as I can, because if I put it off, then I will never get it done, pretty much. I was in school, but I'm not really going to school this semester. I'm kind of taking a break. So, yeah. I'm just focusing on work and writing, and it helps to have a schedule, because when you stick to the schedule, it doesn't, I used to think that schedules eliminated creativity, but it doesn't. It just kind of, in fact, it can enhance it, because you're like, oh, I'm in the mindset to be creative. This is my time to be creative. It does put a lot of pressure on you to be creative, I feel like, but it doesn't eliminate it. And sometimes, because you're like, oh, I can be creative right now, it will come naturally. Or sometimes you can take notes when you're not so creative, or when you don't have time to be creative. And then when you're not so creative, you can be like, oh, I have notes on something that I wanted to work on. That's what I do. Anyway, moving on. How do you document your progress? Notion. I use templates on Notion, and yeah, that's what I do. I just use templates on Notion. I use notebooks as well and journals, but yeah, mainly just Notion. I'm an avid Notion user. If you want to use Notion, there's an affiliate link down in my bio. I'll try to remember to put it there. My memory is not so good, but I will try my best. I think everyone has Notion by this time, But if you don't, it's really cool. I suggest it. What genre do you write? Fantasy, contemporary, middle grade, etc. I write mainly fantasy, romantasy, or like dystopian almost. I don't really go for anything else. I'm not really a romance reader, so I don't really write mainly romance. I'm okay with it being a subplot, but not really being the main meal. Can I put it like that? I don't know. I'm gonna put it like that. Age category, adult. I don't write YA. I just can't, because I feel like people don't take YA as seriously sometimes, and people who love YA are great, but if you don't like YA, you really don't like it. I feel like I'm okay with it. I like it, but yeah, I mean, I don't really read it because it's just the miscommunication trope. It's usually the miscommunication trope, and I'm just not really for that. What can I say? What's your name or pen name? Well, my name is Lyzabet Campbella, but that's not actually my real name. If you're wondering, my name is Elizabeth. My pen name, I don't really have one. I don't really have a pen name. I haven't really thought about it that much. But if you come up with a pen name for me, please drop it in the comments, because I will read the comments, I will look at them, and then I will pick a pen name. That's how it works. Duh. Have you ever wanted to quit writing? What brought you back? Yes, I have. I used to not think I was good enough, honestly. I could never finish a book. I still have never finished the book. Like writing a book. Reading a book I finished, but and I just compared myself to my older sister a lot. She was a great writer, and she gave up on writing. She kind of quit writing, and that made me feel like, oh, if she doesn't want to write, or if she, doesn't feel like she's good enough to write, I'm nowhere near that. So yeah, that was really hard. But I came back because I have a lot of ideas and emotions that I can't really convey in the real world. And so it's very difficult for me to get that out. And writing is a really good way for me to get it out. Because it's fantasy, it's not real. It's make-believe, and I can just create whatever I want. So it really helps. What does being a writer mean to you personally? It is a way for me to connect with my creativity and kind of have creativity connect with me. I don't really express myself correctly, and so when I write, I feel like it's a way for me to express myself and get that creativity out. And so I create the creativity, I create the piece, I create the art, but the art is also helping me. And that's what it means to me, to be honest. And that's why I love it when people relate to what I write, is because I'm like, oh, like maybe what I did wasn't so bad, or maybe what I felt wasn't so bad, or maybe this is a good thing, or I'm glad that people can relate to such a happy experience, or, it's really nice. And when people like what I write, it kind of like makes me feel like I'm not just a has-been or a copycat, or not that I copy people, but like it's hard to be original. And when I am original, I'm like, oh, is this good enough to be an original piece? And when people actually like my ideas and like what I've written down, it's like, oh yeah, people actually admire it, which is really cool. What made you fall in love with writing? My older sister used to write all the time, and I used to beta read for her, and I didn't know what beta reading was at the time, so I just basically proofread her stuff, and it made me want to be a good writer. It made me want to write, just reading her stories and being a part of that process. What role does storytelling play in your life outside of writing? I wanted to be a comedian when I was younger. And comedians storytell really, really well, and I really wanted to, I don't know, it kind of goes back to that relatability. I just wanted people to relate, and I wanted people to hear my life and hear my stories. And, sometimes I feel like stories are better when there's dragons. Yeah. In fact, when I was in school, my teacher was like, oh, I was homeschooled, obviously. Anyway, my teacher was like, since we don't actually see each other in class, how about you journal to me and I'll journal back to you? And I was like, that's such a good idea. And so I would journal to her, but I would journal in the sense of fantasy. So I would change my dog into a dragon. I changed my sister into an elf. I changed, you know what I mean? I just changed some things. And that's how I wrote to her. And she was like, this is amazing. This is so cool. And I was like, yeah, I just wanted to make this less boring. I don't know, like, how, my teacher was amazing. My teacher was great. It was just like writing back and forth, like, how was your summer? And all that stuff. And what do you plan to do for this school year? And it was just not my cup of tea. And so I just made it my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Let's do a few more because my video is getting long. What's your writing aesthetic or vibe? Very moody. It's not cozy. It's full on fantasy. It's very dark. Humor-wise, it's very dry or dark or sarcastic. I almost said sarcasm, but that didn't make any sense. Sarcastic. That's just kind of the vibes that I go for because I'm not into really light fantasy. I like the whole dark, rich colors and moody aesthetic. I don't know. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. What inspires you when you're creatively stuck? Music. Music does, for sure. And movies. I love movies. I used to be an avid movie watcher. I still try to. I just don't have time. What's the hardest part of writing for you, and how do you feel? How do you deal with it? Just writer's block. Honestly, finding the words. I think that also, like, setting. I'm not good with setting because it's really hard for me to picture every little detail. But as far as characters go, like movements, voice, their personality, like who they are, I've been told I'm good at that, but it's hard for me to do that with, I have to like clock out of one character and then clock into another one, and I'm just like, oh, that's tiring. That's so hard because I do it so intently. I do it so intensively that like it gets to the point where I get very fatigued after writing because I've been like 5 people, you know? Story time about writing struggles or wins. I don't really have any story times about them. I don't have like writing struggles. I used to sit on my porch and write all day, and I used to sit out in the sun as a punishment because I couldn't be creatively unblocked. I punish myself sometimes. I just do. I don't know what to tell you. Behind the scenes of your creative process. This is basically it. Like tea, playlist, book. That's about it. My creative process includes a lot of planning because I'm a pantser, and when I get stuck, I get stuck. Like I get stuck, and so I have to plan. But if I plan too much, I feel like I've already told the story and I don't want to do it anymore. So I have to take lots of breaks. You know, I think that's a good way to combat it, is people are like, oh, if you plan too much, you feel like you've written the story and you don't want to write it anymore. And I'm like, well, if you take breaks in between, then you come back and you're like, oh man, that's a really good story. I should continue to write it. But I have to plan out settings and where the characters are going to be and how they're going to react to where they're going to be and how they're going to react to who they're with when they're going to be there, where they are. So yeah, planning. I'm not really a planner. Like this book that I read you, this synopsis that I read you, I am a pantser. I did not plan it. I just started writing it, and yeah. Anyway, notebooks, lots of them. Binders, lots of them. Do you write under your real name or a pen name? Why? I write under a pen name. I don't really favor my real name. It's very common, and it's very... so is my last name. My last name is very common as well, so I just don't really like do it. But yeah, and I just like my middle name. I like the idea of not being myself when I'm writing, because I like keeping my life separate, and how I do that is I change my name. What's a piece of writing advice you love and one you hate? I love that you should work out of bed. That's something my dad has always told me, is like never work in bed, because that's where you sleep and that's why you get tired and stuff. And I still do work in bed, but that's just because I don't have a desk. Like, don't at me. don't come for me. I think that you should write at a table, or work at a table, or work outside, or just work somewhere that's not your bed. I also think that a good piece of writing advice is just like, don't go back and reread. Don't, like, obviously go back and reread, but don't go and write a chapter and then reread it and then reread it and then reread it and then write another chapter and then reread both of them and then reread both of them and then reread both of them. Like, just keep writing, just keep going. That's what I've learned, and that's what I struggle with, honestly, is because I am like, oh, but I did such a good job back there and the future is scary. What you'll be posting here, I will be posting my journey. Basically, my journey with writing, my journey with books, my journey with working out, my journey with languages, just my life, honestly. And a big part of my life is writing. So, writing. That's what I'll be posting. Taking it one step at a time, trying to finish this book. And hopefully finish other books as well. Cool. I'm such a skater girl sometimes. How do you stay motivated? I jot down ideas all the time. If an idea comes to me, I'll jot it down, because then it tells my brain that it's still connected to that story and that it's not over. You know, like sometimes if I out of sight, out of mind, but if I keep it in the forefront of my mind, not all the time, but most of the time, to where if I have an idea about it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I should jot that down, and then it will stay there, and I'll keep going, and I'll just be like, that's a good idea, and then I praise myself for it, and I'll go, that was a good idea, good job, and and yeah, that's what I do to stay motivated, is lots of praise, lots of treats, lots of cookies, and yeah. Let's do a few more. Do you write from personal experience, imagination, or both? Both, honestly, because my personal experience is traumatic, and honestly, if I write from imagination, it's the only thing I got going for me. I don't know how to say this. Personal experience, I write emotionally. I think, obviously, from like the actions of it, I write imaginatively. What's the word? You know what I mean. What's the first story you remember writing? I don't remember writing any story. Like I said, I wasn't a writer. I was a reader. Trigger warning, by the way. I read my sister's writings, and I remember one story that she wrote was the depressed teacup that killed itself by jumping off the counter, and then they glued it back together. It was a happy ending, but still, it did kill itself. I'm just saying. Sorry. Yeah. And my first story was probably, I remember writing about a car accident with a demon. Oh, you know what? A story that I got pretty far in was, I called it, what did I call it? Something Flaw Blood, Queen of Misery. And it was about shoulder angels and shoulder demons. And I got pretty far in that video. I got pretty far in that story. What am I talking about? Got pretty far in that story. And I just remember doing a lot of research about it, and a lot of like writing, and a lot of like reading for it, and just I connected so much to that character and that person, that story. And it wasn't the first story I wrote, but it was the story that I wrote very often, and I came back to it, and I had people read it, and that was something I never did. Was nobody ever read my stories except for my sister, my younger sister. But I actually let other people read this story, and they were like, oh man, this is dark, and I was like, yeah, but is it good? And they're like, it's good, it's okay. And I was like, oh, thanks, thank you. What's your favorite part of the writing process? Actually coming up with the idea. Depending on the order of what you write, I write out of order. So I'll write some scenes that come to my mind. As long as they come to my mind and I can like write them properly, I'll write them. I just won't write the whole chapter. So I'll write scenes out of order, but I'll be like, this is where I want it to go. It's just being able to write what I want to write when I feel like it. I love getting to the juicy part of the story, like the actual action part. So like a lot of my stories, they don't have like a lot of build up. It's just kind of like boom. And then once you have the boom, you have the pow. What am I talking about? I don't know. But it just keeps building and building, but it starts off with some actions to the point where like I feel good writing it. And I feel like motivated to write it. It's not a lot of like, it kind of jumps into action. Even if it's not the main action, it jumps into some action. It's not like their everyday lives. It's kind of like their everyday lives, but what if their everyday lives kind of sucked? And that's where I start off. So yeah, I kind of like writing like that, and that's my favorite part of the process. I also like getting feedback. I really do. I'll send my book for beta reading even if it's not done, because I'm just like, how was it? Did you like it? Was it good? What didn't you like? Did you not like that part? Do you not like this character? I don't take criticism very well. No, I'm just joking. I do. I take it okay. Why you're starting an Authortube channel? I'm starting an Authortube channel because I need to stay. First of all, I need to connect with other writers. I need to connect with readers. I need to connect with people, and I need to document my journey. I need to document this part of my life, and I want to share it with people. And I want people to watch my videos and be like, I can do that. I can write. I can read. I can learn languages. I can work out. I can do this because that person's doing it. And she fails all the time. So if she can do it, I can do it. That's all the questions, I think. Yeah, oh wait, there's one more. It was stuck to the side. Are you a plotter, pantser, or planter? I am a planter. I am both. When it comes to writing, I am a pantser, but then I realized, like I said earlier, then I realized, oh crap, like I don't know what happens next and I don't know where the story is going. And then I am a full-on planner. Like I am a planner galore. So yeah, I would say I'm both, but not by choice. And that is it. That is all that I have in my little question cocktail. Those were all the questions. Leave some questions down below about what we were talking about. I can't remember what I asked, but I'd love to get to know you, and leave your name, your work in progress, all that stuff, so I can read them and, respond and we can talk. And yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you are, into this sort of thing. I actually wrote an outro. I thought I wrote an outro. Maybe I didn't write an outro. So that's all that I have for my questions, but this is literally just the beginning. I'd love to have you along for the ride. Subscribe if you love writing chaos, drinking tea, plot twists, rants, and chaotic dogs. Like I have a lot of dogs. It's crazy. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you later. I'll see you in the comments. I'll see you. No, I'm just joking. I won't see you. I'm not a stalker. Like, come on. Stop. Stop it. Oh my God. Come on. I'm not a stalker. Have you seen the show You? The last season is coming out and I want to watch it. I have that stalker vibe going on, but I'm not a stalker. Nor am I a crazy person. Well, maybe. Okay. I'm just ranting now. Okay. Bye. Go away. Go away. Go away. Bye.